So I've just climbed the massive hill in Staithes, well, a massive hill in Staithes as it is on the coast in a cove, and I've climbed this massive hill to try and get to the point where you can take the Staithes shot. It's from the top of a public footpath looking over pretty much everything. Lovely colourful doors, beautiful rooftops, the S-bend, well the bend of the river going down into the sea. Currently the tide is out, it is on the way in, and I took a couple of lovely shots. I took my 18 to 55mm lens out, put the 10 stop on and left that running for about 30 seconds and it looked lovely. I also took one with my wide angle lens at 10mm and it was nice to sort of include some of the cliffs on the right hand side, well the cliffs on both sides, but a bit more countryside on the left hand side as well. But I think key is going to be coming either at sunrise or sunset. I am on a family holiday, so sunrise probably isn't feasible with 2 young kids, as sunrise is currently about 3 or 4 in the morning. I don't really want to get up at that time. So I think sunset's probably a bit more doable. I'm not sure whether tonight's going to be any good. It could be, I might come back. But I will keep an eye out over the rest of the holiday and try and find an evening, a sunset, to come and capture this beautiful scene in all its glory. So I will be back. Okay, so I said I would be back, and I am indeed back. I'm not at the vantage point for the Staithes view at sunrise, or indeed at sunset. I've come out, it's about 8 o'clock, and today's been a bit of an odd day. It was really horrible, windy, rainy this morning, then the sun blew out and it was gorgeous and hot. And then suddenly a load of sea fog flew in about 90 minutes ago. So it's not ideal for what I wanted. However, I'm giving it a go because this is the hand I've been dealt. I've never ever shot in sea fog before and I can't see particularly anything past the bridge. I mean, the other day the shots I got were nice, I was happy with them, but I just wanted to try a sunrise or a sunset to try and light up the sky a little bit. I've got the complete opposite. As I say, this is the hand I've been dealt, so let's see what we can do with it. I think it's going to be more of a case of getting close-ups of boats and maybe rocks and stuff like that with the sea fog around it. I don't think these big landscapes are going to be any good. But I am happy with the pictures I got the other day, so I can't complain all the time. What I'm doing is a couple of long exposures to try and cut through that sea fog. I don't really think it's going to work, but you never know. And then probably head down to the harbour wall maybe, see if I can get any shots coming back towards like the pub and the cottages and sort of the bay area of Staithes. It's just so foggy, I can't even see 100 yards away and I think it's only going to get worse. So let's go and see if we can use this fog to our advantage and create something special. So I'm walking along the harbour wall to the end, which at the moment I'm a bit disheartened. Kind of feels like it's a waste of time because I can't even see the end of it. The fog is setting in minute by minute. I'm hoping that something just catches my eye. I'm a bit uninspired. I've never shot in fog before. So let's see if maybe the end, if I could get it in focus, maybe the light of the harbour. Maybe the light of the harbour wall will inspire me a bit. Let's have a look. So I'm at the end of the harbour wall. As you can see behind me, there's nothing but grey. Still feeling uninspired. I can see the opposite harbour wall, so where the ships come through on the other side. That might make a nice sort of ghostly image. Let's just get up on the wall on this side and see if shooting over is any good. It's not. Everything's a bit, can't see anything. I'm feeling a bit uninspired, surrounded by sea fog. I'm going to try and take a couple of shots because I don't want to waste being at the end of this harbour wall. as this sea fog might make for something spectacular. I highly doubt it, but let's try. Okay, so that was possibly a bit of a waste of time. Never mind, something to learn from. With all the successes come failures, so you know what I mean. We've all been in that situation. I'm wondering about heading back to the rock pools where I was, because I can get closer to them. Might make for a bit of interesting foreground leading into like a haze of sea fog. So let's give that a go. I think it's going to have to be close-ups and intimate stuff, because I can't even see the pub now. If you look behind me, pub's over there somewhere. I can't even see the cliffs. I can just about make a hazy outline out. So, not the best conditions, but let's work with what we've got. What a difference it is to the other day. These rock pools, this desolate wasteland. You could see so far, you could see coves and miles away up the landscape. Today I can barely see 50 yards. I kind of think it's a bit of a waste of time being here. However, if I can make something work, it's probably worth it. So I'm just going to head to one of these rocks, these big boulder type rocks that are here. I don't want to venture too far, because even it would probably be quite easy to get lost. Well, it wouldn't be that easy to get lost, but I bet people do get lost. I have seen the lifeboats being deployed previously, so I don't want to be that guy. But let's see what I can find. I have just spotted some other photographers. I've just realised that they're not photographers, they're fishermen. So we're probably here for completely polar opposite things. I'm going to try and make the most of being here. As you can tell, I don't feel very bothered about it. I'm going to try and get some vigour in my voice, creativity in my lungs, and maybe get one shot. I think there's a shot here, so let's have a look. I think it's probably one of those situations where I can just sit and enjoy it rather than take a shot. Let's not get carried away just yet. Hold your horses and all those other cliche sayings. The mist is dropping, and I can see north of me, south it's still flipping loads of it. North of me I can see cliffs, loads of stuff. I can see the bay, the pub, these fishermen who are probably looking at me wondering what the hell I'm doing. And I'm thinking if I can get over there quickly, I can get this cliff with the other cliffs going up the coast in the background and the sea fog hitting them and disappearing. Let's see if I can get there in time. That has never happened to me before. Never before have I had to run so quickly in order to get a picture. Everything changed just really quick, in literally in a blink of an eye. These cliffs just became visible and the fog just moved up the coast. But hopefully the shots I got are good. A little bit rushed. I'd have liked a little bit more time. I mean, the fog's still moving about. and we might actually be on for some sort of half decent sunset as well. So things have turned around in the last 10 minutes. I'm a little bit out of breath because I haven't ran in about 6 months, but that was definitely worth getting the heart rate up, getting the legs pumping, getting the blood in the ankles and the feet, and getting those shots, because I think there's some absolutely killer ones there. Really quite happy now, really inspired, fire inside me. Yes, bring on sunset. That sea fog is now actually rolling back in, but I'm about 20-25 minutes away from sunset, and there is something happening in the sky, maybe. Obviously I'm on the wrong coast for a perfect sunset. I was thinking that it might be worth staying out. As this fog rolls back in, I'm thinking less and less like it is. But I'm just going to have a sit here for 5 or 10 minutes, get my breath back, watch what happens, and we'll go from there. Weather and nature is a funny old thing, isn't it? Because there's been a couple of times I thought, nah, that's it. Go back, get a cup of tea, warm the cockles up. But now, all that sea mist, all that sea fog has disappeared again, opening up the cliffs, opening up everything. It changes in an instant, in a split second, in a blink of an eye, in a heartbeat, all that kind of stuff. So now I am going to stick around for sunset, whatever that may be. I'm going to try and get myself some sort of vantage point, but I'm going to look for some nice foreground interest and then wait for this sunset. I'm not really sure what type of composition I'm looking for really, because I wasn't expecting this to happen. I found my position for sunset. I don't think there's going to be a massive pop of colour in the sky as we're not that far away from sunset now, but I found a really nice composition with this stone. Well, not stone, it's a boulder in the foreground, which has kind of like a channel running through it as well. You might not see that quite as much as I'm hoping. Anyway, so I'm hoping to get a long exposure of this rock with all the stuff going on around it. So I'm just setting off a test shot of a minute just to see what it looks like. And it looks really nice. You can't really see that much of the rock boulder thing, so I need to rectify that, so I'll come back to you in a minute. So I've changed some settings and I'm currently doing another long exposure. I think this is about sunset time, it's about 9:45. All the sea fog, the mist has disappeared apart from on the horizon, and I wish I had a really long lens camera, because there's a container ship cutting through it and you can just see the tops of it, tops of the boat and the cargo and everything like that. It looks beautiful. So that's one that's going to stay in my head rather than on an SD card. So let's just see what these look like. Yeah, they're looking slightly better. So I'm just going to fire off a few of these, get them in the can, and then go home. Hopefully it's been worth coming out. Hopefully when I get back I'll be happy with some of the pictures. It's been a bit of a roller coaster on this one, up and down, up and down. So thanks for watching this one. Please subscribe if you haven't already. If you enjoyed it, please like the video and leave me any comments on the roller coaster that was this vlog. I will see you next time.